Okay, I can dig it. What's up, you guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? I got so much I want to talk to y'all about. So much, so much, so much, so much. I know I haven't done a live in a very long time. Hey, Miss Self Love. I know I haven't done a live in a very long time. How are you, gorgeous? Oh, that reminds me. I have a video I need to post on here that has that audio. Thank you for reminding me. But I know I've been away for a long time, not doing lives. I just been posting and ghosting. My bad, y'all. But I'm back. I got some stuff to tell y'all. Some revelation I got today that I wanted to share. Give y'all an insight of some things I have been going through. Something light, none heavy. None heavy. How's your day going? Is it raining? Like you love it to be so much? Y'all know when y'all home alone and y'all just hear a noise besides you? No, I mean, I'm trying to make sure I didn't leave anything on in the kitchen. So I'll start cooking and be like, I'll get an idea and then I'm gone. I'm gone. But I got some stuff to tell y'all. I don't know what that was. I have some stuff to tell y'all. I'm actually not going to be on here long because I have like 3 other things to do. But there we go. Which I'm going to write down real quick. But I wanted to jump on here and give you guys some game. Because you already know when you see me, it's about to be some game. Or I'm about to spit some game. All right, class is in session. So I'm understanding that, you know, from talking to different clients, talking to family, talking to myself, talking to God, I realized that a lot of us are in a place where we have an opportunity to show up for ourselves and we're choosing not to, right? We're choosing not to. We're going through this period or this season of doubt, and everything is happening at once. Everything is happening at once. We're like, what do we do? What's going on? You know, you're feeling like you're not really hearing much of what to do, or you're feeling like you don't want to move because you don't want to make the wrong move. And it's like, you won't know what's the wrong move or not until you make it. Honestly, that's just part of the journey. That's part of the process. Like, you can't get over that process. You're gonna have to move. You're gonna have to move. You're gonna have to make a decision. But I want to talk about one of the reasons why we can be stuck with taking that step is because, for one, self-doubt, of course, self-doubt, but mainly self-doubt because we're not able to show up authentically. We don't know how to go into this thing. And lately we've been going into things kind of the way we feel like we need to, or we should, what's allowed in this space, instead of allowing the space to bring out the authenticity in us, or the circumstance to bring out the authenticity in us. We're shying away from that opportunity to show up as our most authentic selves, and we're not doing that no more. We're not doing that anymore. So I had to realize that for myself. And today, there was so much I could have done. And I made a post earlier about sacrifice. There was so much I could have done today, but I sacrificed that for time with God. I sacrificed feeling, what's the word? Accomplished today to actually be present and show up. So I haven't really had the TV on all day today, like just me and my thoughts, me and God. And again, it's a sacrifice in a sense because it's like, yo, I could have did X, Y, Z, which is part of my normal routine when I'm home. I could do X, Y, Z now and get it out of the way and then get to work, or get to work first and then do everything else. You want to be able to make space for yourself to be able to receive the messages, the clarity, the answers that you're looking for. Hand rock 10 shots. Hey. I don't know who that is, but hey. I'm sorry, I haven't been little in a long time. I'm not exactly sure. Hand rock. Henry? I think that's you. Hey. I have not been on social media in a very long time. Like, looking at, you know, what's up? I hope everything is going well for you. My bad. Y'all know I have my moments. My bad. But back to authenticity. You have to be able to make space for yourself to know where you are and why you can't show up authentically. Like, what is it that is blocking you from doing that? So, one of those things I realized for me was productivity, like feeling like I need to put productivity over rest. So that was a sacrifice for me. Not being productive, not feeling productive, just to, not even just to, in order to build that relationship with God and give Him that space. Because it's like throughout a busy day, you can say, I don't hear nothing. I don't hear anything. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm so frantic. And it's because you're doing too much to be able to allow that space to hear what it is that you're actually supposed to be doing. Just because, what's the word? What's the saying? Like, just because you're busy doesn't mean you're being productive. Or just because, yeah, just because you're busy doesn't mean that you're being productive. So you have to make sure that you're being productive. And that means in all aspects, not just getting stuff done. That means allowing yourself to be balanced, to be in a state of balance. I feel like you're able to be more productive when you're balanced. If you're too much of anything, you can't focus. If there's so much going on around you, you're not going to be able to focus. You're going to be like this, just everywhere. And I'm speaking from experience because I know. Like, so sacrifice is deciding what has to go, what and who needs to go. Honestly speaking, what and who needs to go. What is going to help you to be at your highest self so that you're not necessarily, you're not swimming, you're floating. Because you can get tired swimming. But floating is like, yeah. Or maybe it's the other way around. You know, it could be the other way around. But just not being so frantic that you're not focused. So once I got that, I realized that the productivity, the overproductivity can come from, inadequacy, not feeling good enough. And speaking to a lot of my clients and speaking to family members and speaking to, again, myself, like reflection, I felt as though my productivity, like if I rest, I'm not doing anything and I'm not being productive. So I started judging myself, you know. Um, but I benefited from that because I got to rest and I needed that. And I got a message out of it that I needed. So when you're able to be present over productivity, present with God over productivity, you're able to still do what you need to do at the end of the day. And now you have more clarity when you're doing it. You're not just all over the place trying to get it done. You know step by step what needs to be done. You have a peace about it. If you don't have no peace, there won't be any structure. Another thing he showed me was we're going through judgment, but judgment from people. That is another reason why we can't show up authentically, because we feel as though auntie this or cousin that or my boss or, whoever it is, we feel as though they are going to look at us as if, in a negative way. That's going to make us feel negative about ourselves. So it causes us to step back and step out of the light, because there was always, growing up, there was always a feeling of you're not doing what you're supposed to, or just judgment in any kind of way, shape, or form. And that's what you're holding on to. And that's something that you would have to let go of. And I say you and I say me because we're human. We're all having a human experience. And I know that I'm not the only one going through it. And that's why he's pushing me to speak about it so much. Because usually when I'm going through stuff, I just leave it to myself to go through. And if you're one of my friends, one of my closest friends, you know that, like, I go ghost when I'm going through stuff. Danny Phantom. I'm gone. I'm out of here. Let me fix this first so I can come back, because I'm all over the place. But sometimes that's not the best thing to do. Like, you have to talk to people who can relate to you, because at the end of the day, you're not going through it alone. Sometimes, yes, there are going to be times where you need to be alone. But then there are people in your life who help guide you. So if you're alone all the time, how is God going to talk to you? God uses anything to talk to you. And that's another topic I want to get on as well. Just hearing God's voice. How do you know what you're even looking for if you don't even know what it sounds like, looks like, feels like, So we got to let go. You need to cut it. Got to let it go. Whatever it is. Judgment, fear, self-doubt. Go on. Got to let it go. And there was a scripture that he gave me. John 8, when Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. And let's say verse 2. At dawn he appeared again in the temple courts where all the people gathered around him, and he sat down to teach them. The teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought in a woman caught in adultery. They made her stand before the group and said to Jesus, Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. In the law, Moses commanded us to stone such women. Like, she was supposed to be out of here. She was supposed to be out of here. That was like the worst thing you could do. In the law, Moses commanded us to stone such a woman. Now, what do you say? Right? Because that's the law. So what do you say? They were using this question as a trap in order to have a basis for accusing him. Like, oh, you going against what the law says? But Jesus bent down and started to write on the ground with his finger, ignoring them. When they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and he said to them, Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her. Again, he stooped down and he wrote on the ground. So he said what he said. Hi. He said what he said, and he went back to doing what he was doing. He said, if anybody, I'm going to read it again. Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her. So anybody that has anything to say about you, they better not. They better not have anything that can be held against them. Because who are you to hold anything against me. You're not perfect. You're not perfect. So how do we look judging other people and not allowing them to be what makes them them, even if it's just them in the moment? Who are we to not let people be themselves and grow through life without judging them for it? Like, this is just a season that they're in. This is verse 9. As those who heard began to go away, one at a time, the older ones first, until only Jesus was left with the woman standing there, right? So that means that everybody that didn't have a throne, everybody who had a stone to throw was gone. Anybody who had a sin was like, all right, I'm out of here. Like, he's talking to me. He's talking to me. They felt that conviction. And then they left. And it was only her and him left. Because at the end of the day, guess what? It's only you and God. It's only you and God. That's it. You and God are the ones that spend the most time with you. And then verse 10, Jesus straightened up and asked her, woman, where are they? Like, where they at? Where they at? Where they at, though? Women, where are they? Has no one condemned you? No one, sir, she said. Then neither do I condemn you, Jesus declared. Go now and leave your life of sin. Period. Period. Because who are we to judge? Somebody's always going to go through something. Somebody's always going to make a mistake. People are always, not everybody. Some people are willing to change, though. They're willing to change. Some are not. So especially the ones who are not even willing to change, that are what's the word? Come on, somebody give me the word. Anybody who is coming against you trying to throw a stone, who has a whole bunch of things behind them that can be stoned for, regardless if it was in the past or not. Regardless if it was in the past or not. Let go of judgment. Like, just be you. Because at the end of the day, just like I was today by myself in here, me and God, and he told me to just get on live. And I said, at first I was like, no. At first I was like, nah. But I did it because that's what he told me to do. That's what I was called to do because somebody else needed that. And if we're not being obedient to what we're being told to do, then people are not getting what they need. People are not getting what they need. So I just wanted to share that with somebody. I definitely encourage you to read the rest of the chapter though, because it gets real. It gets real. So yeah, if you're in a time right now where you're feeling like you're having a hard time just being you, I encourage you to do it more often. Do it more often and see how you like it. Regardless of if anybody else does or not, see how you like it. There are going to be people that say something all the time, regardless if it's good or if it's bad. Guess what? They're both words. So what's going to happen? You're going to do something that's in alignment with their agreements, and you're going to get the praise. But guess what? Once you're out of alignment with their agreements or their principles, their morals, you're not going to get the same praise. But guess what? That's law. You're out of alignment. It's not for you anymore. So it's time to let go of the stuff that is no longer for you. If you were proud to be authentic for majority of your life and then life started happening, pick yourself back up, dust yourself back off, get it together, and let's go. Let it go. Let it go. And if you need help, you already know I got you. Hit me up. DM me. Put it in the comments. Let me know. That's why I hold a self-love support circle every Sunday, 7 p.m. But if you can't make it, you can schedule time with me one-on-one and we'll do it throughout the week. That way you're still getting the lessons. That way you're still getting the encouragement, like you're not missing anything. So just because you can't make it one week doesn't mean you can't pop out. Doesn't mean you can't pop out for the next week and get what you need. Don't let what you're going through stop you from getting what you need. Stop you from doing what you need to do at the end of the day. Because it's all a lesson. It all can be used as a lesson if you let it. Okay? Um, yeah, I'm gonna save this so y'all can watch it, replay it, save it, send it to somebody else, tag somebody, do what you gotta do to keep your circle tight, to keep your mentals tight, to keep your confidence in check. And tap in. I love y'all. Talk to y'all later. Peace.